Hey guys, Whitney here and welcome to TEFLPros. On today's video, I sat down with one of our recent grads named Maddie. And now Maddie is probably like a lot of you out there. She's gone through a master's degree program. She's just wrapped that up. And now she's looking to do something different. She's not really wanting the traditional like corporate 9 to 5 type of job. She feels, kind of a passion for serving others and helping other people through teaching. So she took our course and now she is hopefully headed to Spain here over the course of the next few months. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this interview with Maddie. Hey, Maddie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Thanks for joining me on this little call today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and congratulations on graduating.
Thank you. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. So, Maddie, we're just going to kind of run through a few details from your experience getting TEFL certified, and hopefully that'll help other people out there who might be coming from a similar experience as you. Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So maybe first off, could you just describe for us kind of where you were at prior to getting TEFL certified?
Sure. Prior to that, I first considered getting a TEFL certification when I was in my last semester of grad school. Um, there was some study abroad opportunities that didn't work out for me while I was in grad school. And so I found myself still wanting to move abroad at some point and to have that experience. And I also really loved teaching. I was a teaching assistant at my university. And before that, I had some teaching experience as well. And so it's something I really wanted to continue to pursue. And I thought TEFL would be a good way to do that. So I was a student and then I graduated and I was searching for a job, but also I was searching for TEFL programs to do so I could have that as an option for my future as well.
Huh, that's great. So you already had some experience with teaching and tutoring.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was a teaching assistant in grad school. And then in my undergraduate years, I was a writing tutor at my other university. And I actually worked with so many students who English was not their first language. And so I was helping them with like grammar and essay writing and stuff like that. And that was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. So I just really kind of hung on to that. And I was like, that's really made me happy. So I think I want to continue to do that moving forward in the future.
Great. And can I ask, what were you studying like in your master's program?
Yeah, in my master's program, I was studying journalism. And then my undergraduate, I was studying English. So at first, I kind of thought I would want to be more in the journalism world. And I mean, maybe one day, but I think truly I figured out my heart lies within teaching and education, whether that's, teaching English as a foreign language or teaching college classes or like business writing someday would be really cool. So yeah, but just within the teaching realm, I think I want to stick in.
Oh, that's nice. I think that your educational background is really cool coming into this space. And like we've talked about before, yeah, something like business English or, there's a lot of options there in those specialty courses that might be really fun for you to get into.
I think so. I love writing. I love teaching writing. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I hope so. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. And so once you decided, okay, maybe TEFL is something that I want to get into, what was that process like for you to kind of search the market?
Yeah, I mean, it started with Google, just like Google searches, and I was quickly pretty overwhelmed with all the programs that are offered. But also through like social media, like TikTok, there's a lot of people who did TEFL on there. So I watched videos about that and what programs they did. And I just did a lot of my own research and looked at reviews. And eventually I stumbled across this course. And, you know, I met with you, Whitney, and I love that you started it and that you had so much experience actually teaching English in another country. And so I feel like I knew pretty immediately that that was the course that I wanted to do. I think I actually spoke to just one other person from a different course, but it felt more kind of like run of the mill, I guess, more of like a big business type of thing. But I love that this course felt smaller, more intimate. I like that, you know, I got to see you and talk to you, Whitney, who made this course. I thought that was really cool. So um, yeah, I was really happy with my decision.
Awesome. And so was there anything in particular, Maddie, that you were looking for or maybe wanting to avoid? You know, anything in your research that kind of stood out?
Yeah, I love that this course had the portfolio assignments because I thought that would be a really great asset to have after completing the course, just so I could take it to potential employers. And, you know, although I have teaching experience, I haven't created lesson plans like that before. So it was good to practice and to just have some more knowledge about that, just so, you know, I'm diversifying myself as a teacher as well. I didn't want it to be the thing where you just kind of go in and like read a bunch of things and then like check a box and you're done. I wanted to make sure I was really going to get something out of it. And I feel like I did. So,
Oh, that's great. That's great. So now moving on to like what it was like on the course. I know you've already touched on a few things. You asked awesome questions. I will just say that off the bat. You were really proactive on the coaching calls, and so that's great. So from the teacher trainer perspective, I'm like, yes, that's an awesome way to learn. So we really appreciate seeing that action as you're going through the program. Anything else about the experience itself once you were training?
Yeah, so I thought that all the instructional videos were great, and I loved the videos of the teachers in the classrooms. Just like felt like observing a class. I found that really helpful because each of the teachers had their own different style, their own different way of moving around the classroom. So it was just interesting to see, you know, there's not necessarily one right way to do it, although there are best practices that you can employ. Um, I really wish I could have been on more of the calls like in person to answer questions, but just with my work schedule, it was really difficult. But I did appreciate, like, I would always go back and watch them afterwards. And so I really appreciated that too. Like, even the weeks I didn't submit a question, just hearing other people. And I feel like I just got a lot from those as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think, you know, sometimes people, like, if they can't be live on a call, they might feel nervous to submit questions, but you were so good about submitting questions like consistently through the program. So, you know, hey, once you start teaching, you gotta like keep sending in some questions because you've got great ones. So,
Okay, great. I will. I will.
What are your future plans?
Yeah, so I'm planning on applying to the NowCap program. That's the teaching program through Spain. So the application opens February 1st. So I'm in the process of gathering all my application materials right now, and I'll apply for that. And then if that works out, then I'll get to start teaching in October in Spain. So that'd be really cool. So I think this certification will help me with that. Hopefully get a good role and also, you know what I'm doing over there in the classroom. But my fiance and I were really interested in living abroad for a while. And so I think this would be a great way to do that. You know, even after this program's over, you know, I could find different jobs at language schools as well. So I feel very optimistic for just where I'm going to go with this in the future. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh, well, we're excited for you, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you.
We're excited to follow along the journey and hear about your adventures in Spain. So last question, I always like to ask people, if you are talking to someone and they're just like, they're on the fence, they're just nervous to kind of jump into this world of traveling and teaching and moving around the world, what would you advise them? Is there any piece of advice or wisdom that you'd pass along?
Yeah, I'd say if you're even thinking about it at all, like I think you should go for it. Because the way I see it, this has always been kind of in my mind for a few years now, and then it became more real as I was finishing up my graduate school and everything. Um, but anyway, the way I see it is that life is pretty short, and I think if you feel like you want that experience of living somewhere new and meeting new people and helping people through learning a language, and I think you should just go for it. And that's what I'm doing. Like personally, I don't really want to work in kind of the more corporate setting I'm in right now forever. I want to go live some life, and so I'm going to try to do that with my TEFL certification.
Oh, that's great advice, Maddie. Thanks so much.
Yeah.